Chapter 5, Ignore Common Law or Common Sense. The first story we're looking at is in the book of Esther. It's Esther chapter 4, verse 16, Amplified Version. Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast for me, and neither eat nor drink for 3 days, night or day. I also and my maids will fast as you do. Then I will go to the king, though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. So, this story in Esther introduced to me the concept of fasting. And I had a misunderstanding of fasting just like I had a misunderstanding of prayer before. I believed that by fasting, we get like a merit badge from God because we're, putting the flesh to death, right? Dying to the flesh and becoming more alive in the spirit. And what I realized though, fasting does not increase God's attention to you or your connection to Him. What it does do is it increases your awareness that He's there. It closes your focus to other things and causes you to focus on that thing you desire and on Him, looking for Him to move. So, there's a chapter and there's a verse in there where Jesus casts out this demon out of a kid, an evil spirit out of a kid, and the disciples were unable to do it. And they said, hey, why were we unable to do that? And He says to them, because such does that come except by prayer and fasting. And I was researching and wondering why. And like King James Version, it says prayer and fasting. And like the more modern translations, it says by prayer. And it doesn't have fasting in there. So I thought they were trying to erase this great power that we had by not eating and drinking. But I learned is the reason why they took it out of there is because prayer, to the exclusion of everything else, when you get in such a place where you're completely focused on this outcome, on this thing, on your Father, to exclusion of anything else, that is fasting. When Peter was in prison and all the people came together and they were doing their whole all-night prayer meeting, that was fasting. So we have Esther, which she's basically labeling as fasting. And then we have that passage where it's a question mark. Why would they take out fasting? Because there is a prayer that becomes fasting. Now there's another story in this chapter that applies to the common sense. And it's Peter walking on the water. But instantly he spoke to them saying, take courage. I am. Stop being afraid. And Peter answered him, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. He said, come. So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water, and he came toward Jesus. But when he perceived and felt the strong wind, he was frightened. And as he began to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me from death. Instantly Jesus reached out his hand and caught and held him, saying to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? He was sinking in his doubts. Okay, this is a great one to consider as well, because every day, every year, we find ourselves in situations where we've trusted in Him for something, but in the middle of it, we start to waver with our doubts. We look around at the situation or circumstance, and actually I have part of this that I wanted to read for you. It has been taught by many that the waters represent any uncertain circumstance. As the wind and the waves get out of control, We have to have steadfast faith that we are with the I Am. And because he is greater than circumstances or this passing age of time and space, we are safe. And this is another revelation I had recently. All the many names of the Father. We have I am your healer. I am your provider. I am your peace. I am. For every present situation, we have the choice of who he is to us. Who do you say that I am? And you can fill in the blank because he is potentiality. He is everything. If you believe, if you trust, if you have faith. I'll see you in the next video.